Well, the reason today is the holy day is because it's the day of Venus, and the day of Venus, as you can see behind me, that's Venus in our star. I mean, that's the star of Venus in our flag, and Venus, the alchemic metal of Venus, is copper. If you cross-reference, because that's been the theme for the past couple of weeks, cross-referencing. So I'm just gonna throw that in there. Cross-reference the Bible. Man came in the flesh on the sixth day, right? Now that's Friday, and then when you look up any ancient dictionary of you read the definition of American, the copper colored people, the Aboriginal inhabitants of America, the copper tone people, right?
Right.
So us, the Aboriginal people, copper color, the day of Venus, the alchemic metal of Venus is copper. On the sixth day, man came in the flesh. The sixth day is Friday. So that's kind of how that all ties in. We came into flesh on the sixth day. So happy holy day.
Happy holy day.
To the Aboriginal man of the planet.
That's right.
Right. Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, that's right. Alhamdulillah. Yeah, that's right, Mafia. You gave us that excellent understanding of what it is to be Friday. I know for my take, my understanding is that again is that Adam, the first man, was created on Friday. It's our understanding that on the day of judgment, when those trumpets will be blown, it will be a Friday. So that is what I do know about Friday. Again, quite naturally, we know that is a day for humor, for all practicing Muslims around the world, Muslims around the world, and in the spirit of it, Noble Dua Ali, property, created Happy Holy Friday for us, Moors here in North America, North Mexico. So so that we can come together and you can do his teaching, to basically to us, teach us who we are, what we ourselves, and basically preach Islam. So,
So just to give you a visual, I think this kind of breaks it down. Can you see this? That one. Even though it does say it, but it says Venus, but it's Venus, but
Venus.
Or something more.
Veneria. Veneria.
Oh, here we go. See, Sunday, Monday, Moon Day, Tuesday, Mars Day, Wednesday, Mercury Day, Thursday, Jupiter's Day, Friday, Venus's Day, Saturday, Saturn's Day.
Saturn's Day.
That's how you pronounce it. Diaz Venus.
Yeah, Venus.
Yeah, Venus. I don't have it like spoke of, but maybe that's it. Okay, I got it.
But yeah, so but what I wanted to talk about tonight is the charter. So
say it again.
The charter of a particular municipality, such as the city of Anaheim, the city of Buena Park, the city of Compton, the city of Carson, right? The city, the municipality of that corporation city, they have what you call as a charter. And that's what I wanted to talk about, how you use their charter against them. But where you, let me just use mine. I'm in, my closest corporate is Anaheim, so charter of Anaheim. see I navigated to the charter?
Mm-hmm.
So same thing, just type in wherever you at. It's gonna be the same verbiage. So this is a charter of the city of Anaheim, right? Here's the table of contents, right? Boom. It's like the Khalifa Society. We got our own bylaws, the whole skit, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're state, we a state. They stuff don't apply to us, though. But we're gonna show you how we bang them, right? I'm just kind of so you can kind of get a acquaintance with what the table of contents is and how they operate. That's why I'm scanning through slowly. All right. General municipal elections. Nothing to do with us, right? But so this is what I'm kind of emphasizing that I want you guys to get locked in or conceptualize. So this is for their charter. We, the people of the city of Anaheim, under the Constitution and the laws of the state of California, in order to secure the benefits of local and self-government and to provide for an honest and accountable council manager government, do hereby adopt this charter and confer upon the city of the following powers, subject to the following restrictions and prescribed by the following procedures and governmental structure. By this action, we secure the benefits and home rule, affirm the values of representatives. And now, here come the colorable stuff. But up here, you see, we the people under the Constitution, right? The Constitution that we're talking about, Articles 3 and 6 and 4, right? And the laws of the state of California. So that's how we bang them. They charter is rooted in the Constitution. It don't matter about the colorable stuff that's in there, because we know in Article 6, anything to the contrary notwithstanding. So it don't matter. But we hold them to the de jure aspects of the charter, right? So now I wanted to go to the state constitution.
Hmm.
Not that very old. 60, I think it said 64 or 62, something like that.
The charter of Anaheim?
No, the city of Anaheim. Established.
Oh yeah. They regardless they're a municipality, and we want to understand how it's a separation. But at the same time, they're saying their charter is under the constitutional guidelines. So that's kind of where I'm trying to slow walk you all to see how we can hit them over the head. Oh, I can't even see my screen no more. Y'all can see my screen?
Yeah.
Roger, can you see your screen? Roger,
What'd you say?
oh, can you see the screen?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's up to here. I got these airplanes around me. That's all.
So this is the state constitution for the state of California. Right, so in section 1 it says all people are by nature free and independent and have inalienable rights, which is rights that can't be taken away, right?
Right.
Matter of fact, let me get my paper. I had it already queued up. It's about something to emphasize on. There's a lot of color in this document too, so you got to read through it. All right, so now we go down to section 3. Okay, the people have the right to instruct their representatives, petition government for redress and grievances, and assembly. Let me get y'all screen out the way. And assemble freely to consult for common good. So now that's the California State Constitution, which this type of verbiage is in the federal Constitution. But all this, you can't assemble, you can't gather. I'm just trying to highlight certain things as I go through this that knocks that out the box. Petition the government for redress. So that means we can sue and we can petition and put them on notice of intent to sue with a multiple signatures. Like everybody to sign it. It could be 100 signatures or whatnot, and we could, basically suing it. And the people have the right to instruct their representatives, right? So the people, us, the republic, government, our elected officials. So I was going to highlight certain things, but they try to play games. Like once again in court, they'll say the people of the state of California versus the straw man. But who's the people? Where's the injured party? Who's the person actually saying you injured them? Right? So we all want to stay on the Republic side as the people. Don't let them fool you with the people as if that one person to the right of you is representing the people. Who are the people you are representing? Show me them. You know what I mean? They try to, so a lot of our people get tricked like that. But you feel me though? So section 4, free exercise and enjoyment of religion without discrimination or preference are guaranteed. This liberty conscience does not excuse acts that are pernicious and inconsistent with the peace and safety of the state. The legislator shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion. A person is not incompetent to be a witness or juror because of his religious belief, yada yada. But basically, they can't make laws for or against the exercise of your religious creed, habits, and customs. Okay. See all this 14th Amendment verbiage up in here? All this is colorable. This is an example of what I mean by you have to read the actual whole document. And all this is just a lesson on how to read through their stuff and look for things to bang them over the head with on top of what you already know is de jure already. You know what I mean? It's just multiple angles you just want to have in your arsenal. Except as here come Ali. Except as may be precluded by the Constitution of the United States. Every existing judgment, decree, writ, or other order of a court of this state, whenever rendered, which includes provisions, that's a bunch of crap, but here's a highlighter, right? So, Constitution of the United States, they're bounding. That's the mother instrument, and that's in the state constitution. Okay, so I'm not going. A lot of this stuff, like I say, is a bunch of crap. So, going to this part that I had highlighted. So section 9 is the next one. Oh, Bill of Attainder. Ex post facto law, or law impairing the obligations of contracts may not be passed. So that's in harmony with the federal constitution, because that says no Bill of Attainder at Article 1, Section 9 of the federal constitution. And it also, like we just said, in Article 6, it says no ex post facto law. Article 6 of the federal constitution. So this section 9 is in harmony with the federal constitution. So we bang them over the head with that in the state, in the California state constitution. Now this part or law impairing an obligation on contracts shall not be passed. That's in harmony as well. So now when we talk about trust law, right? Anything that doesn't have a tied to a mortgage or you paying rent on, and you just own it outright, and you throw it in a trust, that's a contract. And trust is a contract. You understand? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Trust agreement. When you construct a trust, grantor, trustee, beneficiary, and then that's signed off and sealed. That's a contract. And this, they can make no law impairing on that. They can't infringe on contract. Y'all following me?
Yeah.
All right. So no bill of attainder. Now, what a bill of attainder is, let's go to what a bill of attainder is. Matter of fact, just remind me to go to that after that, because I don't want to mess up my flow with this and lose. But I'm just going to tell you what a bill of attainder is, but we still going to go back and look it up. But it's basically when they're saying you guilty without going through all the proper steps of due process, right? And the Fourth Amendment, you have the right to due process. And the Fifth Amendment kind of talks about what those steps of due process is. Getting indicted by a grand jury. If a warrant is issued, it got to be attached to an oath or affirmation, which means it got to be attached to somebody saying they take an oath to the Constitution. That got to be attached to the warrant, stating the specific place to be searched. They can't be freestyling everywhere. It's a specific area. All them elements got to be crossed to be considered due process. Then, like an indictment from a grand jury, then the warrant. So you're not supposed to be going to attesting for nothing, attesting for a crime or attesting for. Who are you, first of all? Who's issuing this bill of attainder? Because it's not nobody from my state body politic. So I must have entered into a contract with you. That's a negative too. Then you saying I got to test for a crime. Now that's a due process issue. So that's our bill of attainder. When somebody hands you something saying, "Oh, here's a fine. Oh, we're suing you. Oh, we're billing you," and you ain't got no contract with them, and it's no injured party, that's called a bill of attainder. Now, also ex post facto law. So, ex post facto law is law after the fact. In the Constitution, in Article 6 says there should be no ex post facto law, which means laws that were created after the Constitution is an example of ex post facto law. Laws created after the fact. Notwithstanding. That's what Article 6 says, notwithstanding. So Section 9 of the State of California Constitution is in harmony with the Constitution federal. So we can hit them over the head with Section 9. All right, so let's go. Section 13.
Now we would do this in a writ or an affidavit or what?
Oh yeah, you can use this in the writ. You can use this for people talking about you got to do this and you got to do that. Whoever calling themselves government agencies under the state of California. I might hit it with this at court on Thursday because we got court on Thursday for a T-move at 8:30 in Santa Ana. But on Sunday we're gonna kind of go over, how we're gonna approach it. But I lost my train of thought. Was you asking me something, Rozier?
Remember, I asked you was cumulatively doing stuff, but I asked you to use it in a written or in an affidavit.
Oh yes. Yeah, you can reference. Yep. So you want to keep it airtight because they like to play games like, oh, this is the state and federal separate, all this. So you just, all right, we just finding just extra stuff. Okay, in your state, is the Constitution that says this too. You know what I mean? Okay, so Section 13, the right of the people to. Hold on, let me see what time we got. Okay. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable seizures and searches may not be violated. and a warrant may not issue except on probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons and things to be seized. That's in harmony with the federal Constitution. So we can bang them over the head with Section 13 of the California State Constitution. So let's see what else we got. Section 15. The defendant in a criminal cause has the right to speedy trial, and I believe that's like 70 days. So sometimes when you be banging them over the head at these courts, they like to do a lot of continuances, and like when they do stuff like that, just know they got 70 days. Don't even tell them. Like just keep it in your mind, and then just hit them. But like a prosecution, because they failed to prosecute within I can't think of the exact one, but 70 something days. It might be 70 days.
Right. Yeah, about that. Right.
To compel the attendance of a witness on the defendant's behalf, to have the assistance of counsel for the defendant's defense, to be personally present with counsel, and to be confronted with the witnesses against the defendant. Right? So all these people that like pop up that are injured parties, like the police and all that stuff, don't count because all that's like hearsay, third person. All that's like they're corroborating each other's story. But who was the injured party? Who was injured? Like, who cares if 5 police say, "Oh yeah, we pulled up to the scene and we had expired tags"? They're not a witness to a crime. No crime has been committed. So okay, so you know what I'm saying. So we back at square one. You know what I mean? So be compelled in a criminal cause to be a witness against themselves, or be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. So we back at due process of law, and in the Fifth Amendment combined with the Fourth Amendment. So in the Fifth Amendment, you got to be indicted by a grand jury, and then an issue warrant. And then now we know the elements of that warrant when it's issued, how it has to be issued out. Right? Then you get that served. Then you go to court. All that's called due process of law now. None of that's going on half the time. And the thing is, people don't know about due process of law or law at all. They don't even rebut none of this stuff. They just, half of them just pleading out. All right, so.
Yeah. See, and if brothers, if every brother in jail would fight his charges, then they would go bankrupt.
It's all about them bonds.
Right.
All that money they're making off all this commerce that's floating through. Okay, section 24. I believe it's up in here. Shall be construed by the courts of this state in a manner consistent with the Constitution of the United States. That's all I need to see. I don't even need to read nothing else. So we know in section 24, in a manner consistent with the Constitution for the United States. I'm out of here. I'm out of here. I don't need to see nothing else. Pretty much it. So now we looked at the charter. Now every charter, we looked at the charter of the city of Anaheim that says in harmony with the state constitution, right?
Right.
We went to the state constitution, and we see that's in harmony with the federal constitution.
Federal Constitution.
Even though the federal constitution in harmony with the treaty.
Yeah.
You see where this is going? So this is kind of how you slow walk them. And then you have a bunch of layers of law that you dealing with. So they can't hide behind the federal and state game. Oh, that's federal. You know what I mean? So that's just something I wanted to highlight. Um, we can do some Q&A, man. Any questions or something specific? But I want to stress to that trust, like they can't infringe on contracts. They can't place obligations on contracts. So when we think about when we construct a trust, you gotta think that's a contract. Once those elements are put on in writing of a grantor, a trustee, and a beneficiary, and you saying you pledging all your property to this vehicle for the benefit of your prosperity. That covenant you just created, you feel me, no obligation can be put on that, on a contract. And that's where the trust law is so vital, because it's in harmony with the Constitution. Having a trust, you put yourself in harmony with the Constitution, with the nationality. You know what I mean? So you just created an estate. And, as everybody out here remembers, your status determines your standing, state, and condition with the rest of the community, and determines your relationship with your estate. So when you create a trust, right? You create an estate. You saying everything you own, you throwing it in that vehicle, and that's your estate. And it ain't yours though. It's for the benefit of your prosperity, your heirs. But all that's a written contract that they cannot place an obligation on, pursuant to the federal and state constitution that we just read. Yeah, so we'll do some Q&A.
There's sound.
Nobody got no questions?
Hold on, let me grab my pen and my pad.
Okay.
You just going over trust law?
Well, first we tied in the charter.
Oh, what up, Jamar?
Peace, bro. What's up?
Were you
Peace
domiciled?
to everybody in the chat too.
Peace, bro. Peace. Peace.
Isaiah, what time is it out there? Like 4 o'clock? That's it?
No,
It's like
it's
6.
about 8. No, it's about 8. It's on its way down now. As you can see, I'm in here.
Where you at?
I'm outside. I was just telling Mafia, I was like, man, that sun was in my eyes at first. I didn't want to bring my video up because I was squinting and shit. But I'm outside. I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Still on the porch, like always. Yeah, man. Typical.
Where are you?
Oh yeah, Jamal, I just read your text. Yeah, I was waiting on Jadar to get back at me with Cujo, and he said like 4, and I'm waiting around, and saying nothing happened, so I figured I don't know. So I called him at around 6.
Yeah.
Or he was waiting on me to call him. I'm like, oh, so we just like a miscommunication. So we gonna try.
Dario was waiting on you to call?
Yeah, because he got Cujo's number.
And
Okay.
So we gonna try to do it in the morning or something, because they 3 hours in Canada, so it's kind of late right now for them.
Yeah. I pushed back some plans.
Lizelle hopping on. We hopping on at 8. So let me know what time or if I could get it like at 9 or 10. I know that's probably up to Cujo, but
No. We gonna get on like our usual, right? And then we're gonna set it. It's gonna be like around 12 our time. Or something
okay, man.
like that, yeah. But yeah, we talked about the charter first. So where do you domicile, Jamar?
Khalifa territory.
No. I'm talking about what's your corporate area.
Inglewood.
Oh, you in the woods?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Davis Bay.
All right.
That's right.
Hey, yo, you in the woods?
I'm about to be out there tomorrow.
Oh, y'all out here?
You out here? For real? Oh, yeah.
Out there tomorrow.
Okay. All right.
Well, look,
yeah.
hey, up on me and Razir, man.
For sure, man. We on the block. Hey, we be on the block.
I was hoping y'all pull up on me.
Man, for sure. Hey, you know what? Hey, man, just hit me, and I'm, hey, hit me.
Yeah,
Hit me.
depending on what time.
Yeah, I got plenty of paperwork filed in Inglewood.
Hey, Jadari was saying the same thing. Like, man, these Inglewood police, man.
Oh, I got plenty of paperwork filed on them, man. You should be good. You should be able to roll around there with no plates. All you need to do your feds on and your flag somewhere on your car, man. Don't worry.
I found Jadari.
They know who you are.
Yeah. I found Jadari out here. This is where I found Jadari out here staring them down.
There you go.
Like, what you doing?
Hell yeah, I got plenty of paperwork. I still got some more business to deal with them. I'm trying to put liens on a couple of policy enforcers now.
Shut them down. Shut them down, bro.
Shut them down.
But this is my nearest corporate territory is Anaheim. So it's all the same verbiage. So just think of it as if it's say Inglewood.
Right.
The charter of the city of Anaheim, right? Now I say we the people of the city of Anaheim under the Constitution and the laws of the state of California, right? So I kind of use that to, okay, if they saying that's the case, then we went into what the state constitution says.
Right. Well, hold on. So we don't address that. We know that we're not in the city of Anaheim. Isn't that us putting ourselves back in the Constitution if we're acknowledging that it is actually?
No. This is their charter. I'm reading their charter.
Their charter.
So I
thought the same thing at first.
Yeah. I'm just saying how we use their charter against them.
Against them. Got you.
Because they're saying they're under the Constitution and the laws of the state of California. So since they're saying that, right?
Mm-hmm.
You came in kind of late, but we were going over the state of California Constitution. And we was cherry picking. It was like 5-6 sections that was in harmony with the federal Constitution.
So it's different constitutions for different states?
Man, cities, bro. That's the...
It go down to the city level?
And we're reading the city level, which is the charter.
That's what you're right now. Charter on the city.
But don't get it twisted. Look, they're a municipal corporation. That nothing to do with us. Right?
They created it on their own.
Right. We reading their bylaws. Like we got our bylaws for the Khalifa Society. We just
this is where Thatcher or whatever his name is, Bob. He tried to hit you with the statutes and the.
Right. Exactly.
You remember that, Ali?
Yeah. They was trying it.
Yeah. Okay. I understand now. I'm with you now.
So we read their society's bylaws. In their society's bylaws, they claim to be under the Constitution and the laws of the state of California. So since they're claiming that, we went over some of the state of Constitution verbiage, and it's like we went through like 7 things that are in harmony with the federal Constitution. And 6 of those things are like the right to due process, and those elements of right to due process, 5th Amendment, indictment by a grand jury. Then a warrant's issued out. The elements of those warrant, or the warrant that's issued out, has to be attached to an oath or affirmation saying a particular place to be searched. So that all those elements got to be covered. Then you get served with that. Then you go to court. So they talk about due process in the state of California Constitution,
but they're not abiding by their own
rules.
Wait, but the people ain't pressing them to do it though, because they don't know.
Yeah.
So I don't want to give them too much credit. I mean, we can say that. We've been saying that though, but I want to flip the mind state and be like, okay, let's let the awareness of the people, and then it's like, I don't think they get hit like that. I don't think the people is coming at them like that. I don't think they seeing that. I think they gonna be mind boggled. You know what I mean?
When they do, yeah.
When they hearing intelligence and saying, hold on, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you saying we going to?
Yeah.
Are we going to Santa Ana with this?
Yep.
I'm gonna have a copy of it, but I'm just cutting it to the chase. Like we hit them
Where's your delegation of authority?
Yeah,
Delegation of
I had a
authority.
little prohibition. It got filed on the 15th. The clock's ticking. On the 25th, it's going to be 10 days. Only thing we addressing is that writ of prohibition that's been filed. Where's the delegation of authority? This is not, you know what I'm saying? This is not a legit court. If it is, prove it. On top of the fact, we from a separate state. Article 3 talks about disputes from two people from different states. Supreme Court. This is clearly not the Supreme Court.
Absolutely.
This
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We know it ain't the Supreme Court to even for them to even really try to convince us that it is like it don't make no sense.
Or that they gonna get a delegation of authority.
Of authority, exactly. One question: where is your delegation of authority? Who are you? Every question you asking, bro. Every question you asking.
You under 2 minutes, Mark.
Y'all want to hop back on? 30
Sure.
minutes?
Yeah.
All right. Let me just, I'm just going the same invite. I'm just going to hop off right now.
All right.
Same invite.
All right, man.